Welcome to the Muckster Show. The Muckster Show is brought to you by Kill and Time Productions. Music and graphics provided by If You Know, You Know. And now here's the man himself, Muckster.
Hello. My father left high school to join the Navy, not because he couldn't hack high school, but because he wanted to serve, which wasn't unusual for the um, World War II generation. After the war, he was discharged from the Navy, joined the National Guard. Unlike some people we know, he never asked anybody to thank him for serving. Uh, he had various jobs. Right after the war, he worked in factory. He was a electrician for a while. He sold cars. It was all while we were still up in Connecticut. Then we moved back down here to where my mother grew up. My father stayed behind for a while. Then he came down, and I was young. I think when he first came down here, it might have been when he was tending bar at the American Legion. Not sure, but he was always working. He never got his high school diploma until he was in his 50s and he got his GED. I guess it's something he always wanted. But the thing was, he the job that he had the longest was with a construction company. And anybody who has been around here probably heard me mention before that he mostly just came home on weekends because I know one of the jobs they had was down in Maryland, and another one that lasted for a few years was up in the northern part of the state. It was like a 3-hour drive. So he only came home weekends. But he was the office manager. So think about that. Never didn't have his high school diploma, but he was the guy taking care of all the books and all that kind of stuff. Uh, but yeah, he whenever if a job dried up, like eventually that construction company went away. I don't know what happened with them, but then he was home. He always found work. He didn't sit around. And he was the kind of guy too that total opposite of me. He could do plumbing, carpentry, electrical, basic car mechanics. I can't do any of that stuff. But yeah, he was one of those greatest generation guys. Um, I guess if you're going to label him, you'd label him a conservative, although in some ways my parents were very liberal when it came to things like civil rights and so forth. Not sure what else there is to say, except he would have been 101 years old today. And he was one of those guys, he didn't like lecture. He just learned by watching him. Again, I'll tell you, one of the songs I related to when I was young was Father and Son, because it has to do with father and son talking and they just are not on the same level. He never really understood me because, again, he had those conservative values and respect authority and stuff like that. And yeah, I was always the total opposite. But anyway, like I said yesterday when I did the thing about my sister, I thought I want to do more of these things, talking about people from my life. And since today's my father's birthday, I thought it'd be a good day to talk about him. Not sure what else to say. Thanks for listening.
Three guys in a little room, just a beat and a plan. Not much money, not much time, but we're doing the best we can. But we're doing the best we can.